Bitcoin, but crypto. What's the second best? There is no second best. What is up, guys? What is up? I'm back from technical difficulty hell on earth. Man, it's been a hell of a night trying to get my stream to work. Almost an hour late. Holy crap. Half hour, I guess. Half hour? Ooh. Anywho, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you're watching Bitcoin as it shows you where the difficulty lies and the support. The support really is. Because if you guys haven't figured it out, I'll show you. Support for Bitcoin is still holding strong at 62 and 60,000. We have not broken, again, I repeat, we have not broken under 60,000, 60K since back in February. We have not been that low since, we haven't been under 60K since February, since we broke out. You really think we're going there now? All the bears, all the freaking FUD. I don't want to hear it, man. We're not going under 50K, under 60K. It's gonna take a lot. Never say never, but I do think that we are gonna hold strong until Wednesday, until the Fed meeting, right? Until the Fed meeting, and the Fed. That's right, the Fed is gonna show us just how far we can test Bitcoin and its lower levels of support. Especially on the rise of all these other ETFs launching and all the bullish momentum that we have. I mean, come on. You gotta get over that, man. You gotta get over it. These bears are just going to go to hell. And, yeah, there's no reason to be short in the market right now or fearing all fuddish when we know that this is the asset class that's going to outperform everything else as it usually does and also be there in the end, right? I mean, when all the assets on Earth are going to be tokenized, and that's the plan. Yours truly, Larry Fink, has told us many times. We've gone over this many times since he came out in 2023. That's been his goal, and the goal is not only for him, but is also for all the main institutions and the banks. Speaking of the banks, we've got a lot to go over the banks today. I did put out a short this weekend. It was fun. As First Republic crashed on Friday, I had my fun with it, but that's not the first one. It's not the last one that's gonna happen, right? It's about to get real. It's about to get real, and I want to again focus my sights on the one I think that's going to come next. And we've been watching this here. We've been not watching this one in particular. We just watched a big Pennsylvania bank go down. Big, small. Well, you know what Jerome Powell says, right? Jerome Powell says, "Oh." This is what he said. If it wants to play.
Some time we've been doing that, and this is a problem that we'll be working on for years more. I'm sure there will be bank failures, but this is not the big banks. If you look at the very big banks, it's not a first-order issue for any of the very large banks. It's more, smaller and medium-sized banks that have these issues.
Smaller and medium?
We're getting through it.
So everything but I say this every time. Every time I say I see this video, I'm like, so just Bank of America and JP Morgan, Wells Fargo. We already know that Wells Fargo and Bank of America came out, and they are both very worried about the current state of the economy. Because as soon as this happens, they know that they're going to be in a world of hurt to stay afloat. Especially since the Treasury bond market is dying in America. And as we go over all the time, the legacy markets and the other world, view on the banks, the rest of the world. Like, it's not just America, right? Japan. Well, Japan's holding all of our U.S. bonds. And they are the number one, like, they're like number one to fail right now. They already went into recession earlier this year, but now they've doubled back on that. Not sure what's going on with the news out of that. But, yeah, that happened back in February. Didn't last very long. Anywho, so yeah, we're gonna dive into this as we usually do. Let's just kind of start with Bancor, right? U.S. Bancor. Oh boy, let's see how they're doing, huh? Not very good. Once a $20 stock, I guess $20 what? $10 6 months ago. Probably $20 5 years ago. Man, much farther than that. 10 years ago, 30. Wow, $30, 2006. Look how much this has come. Oh my god. I would say it was a $20 stock back before Obama became president. That's been a long time ago, man. Okay. So either way, $15, $20 before COVID, and yeah, here we are now. Here we are now in the last 6 months. Fell off of this freaking waterfall and is drowning, drowning to death at less than $3 a share. This is the next one, man. I keep saying it over and over again. We were looking at this one back in well, actually, I've been watching this one since the end of last year, but here on the stream, we've been watching it since the beginning of the year. As it just keeps falling, man, since February. Bam, boom. I just can't wait to see another leg down, and we just go to $1 or $0. It doesn't have much more to fall. Yeah, so this will be the next one. Look at this, Treasuries rally. Oh, that was the January 31st. That's when it first fell. No news. I hear 8 hours ago. Delays annual shareholder meeting by 2 weeks. They are really in trouble, man. They're really in trouble. They're preventing their shareholders meetings from. Oh my god, that's bad. NYCB to report first earnings after CEO changes. Credit downgrade. 15 hour ago. This is all of this news. Is just. Oh, I can't wait. I just can't wait. Oh, anywho, as we watch this one burn in the future, we have a lot of other news to cover, so let's just dive into it. We've got stock, fear and greed at 54. There, look at that. Stock market's about to get out of fear. It's been 2 weeks, man. You guys gonna get out of that rut? Maybe because they know. I think they know that the banks are going to completely crumble and collapse if Jerome Powell this Wednesday does not do a rate cut. They have to do a rate cut now. This is ridiculous. They're gonna watch the entire banking system just be bought out slowly by JP Morgan and Bank of America. Come on, get real here. It's happening. And then crypto fear and greed fell back a little bit. Honestly, we're kind of evening out with stock market. I mean, it's kind of yin and yang, you know. Stock market's over here, greed's over here. Yeah, we'll be cranking it back up here again soon. We just gotta get over this crazy narrative we're in, because the rest of the world they already are regulating properly, and they are getting everything, all the chips into place, all the pieces, all, you know. Look at that. We might actually break out into 64. I'm looking at my my side view over here. Dang it. Now I'm getting yeah, some of my anime clips on there. Anywho, yeah, so Bitcoin at 74, back in 74K. Before the Fed meeting, I was at least waiting for the after the Fed meeting. I really was expecting us to hit 62, test 61, bought back up, and then come Tuesday, same thing, dip down, and we could still do that. I mean, realistically, again, before the Fed meeting, this is what I really thought at first was, probably should use something besides, Purple. You can't really see purple. Let's do white. Let's do white and 100%. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I can see that. All right. So this is what I thought was going to happen. We were going to go down here. We're going to test. And then we were going to... Where are we at? We're at today, 8 a.m. Tomorrow... that's today still. I'm on the 4-hour chart. Let's get out of there. Yeah, let's go to... I guess that'll work. And I guess now we're going to come up here, but I don't see this lasting overnight. Maybe we won't break this level here. We've been testing. We're going to test that again. And then we're going to fall back. We're going to fall back until Monday morning. And, damn, I'm already into May. I can't do that on the daily chart of the... It's got to be like the 30-minute chart. All right, let's try this again. So, yeah, we're going to get back into 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 a.m. We're going to sell off. Oh, no, into the morning in America. We're going to try to climb again and fall. And then, yeah, we're going to be underneath Bitcoin Chance skirt. And then where are we at now? We are at Tuesday p.m. Oh, they're going to rally again. Are we going to touch that? Oh, I just touched 58. Oh, no, I touched 58. That's our next level of resistance, actually. And then, yeah, we're going to climb back up overnight. We're going to recover, and then 62, fall down at a previous resistance into Wednesday. Oh, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, no, yay, to the moon. Maybe not to the moon, but yeah, that's usually what happens. Every single time we go into a Fed meeting, it's usually... Oh no, are we gonna? Oh no, what's Fed gonna say? Oh, it's a nothing burger. Ah, boom. Yeah, that's probably what we're gonna see, and it's not gonna take much to figure that out. On Wednesday, you come to figure out what's gonna happen. So yeah, that's what I think was going on with Bitcoin. I would be very surprised if we break above 64. But and then again, tomorrow's a big day too for Hong Kong. They are only expecting $1 billion by next year, I think, to be influx into the market, inflows, right? So we'll see if that holds true. $1 billion is really not that much in the grand scheme of things. I'm not gonna lie, like it's really not, especially when we look at all assets under management. I mean, come on. And silver keeps rallying. Oh my god, dude! Like silver's already 1.5 trillion. Like it's pulled up now. They're now pretty strong. And there, of course, there's no charts on this, really. But yeah, I think Bitcoin is taking its time, but it's gonna be those holding are gonna be very, very much rewarded. Anywho, let's just keep going. Crypto bubbles, anything happening today on the hour? We're kind of recovering. Let's go to the 100. Top 100. Man, it's pretty red. Top 100 is pretty red on the day, on the week, on the hour. Anything I really want to tout, really? Up today? Not really. Even on the hour? Yeah, nothing. AVAX is up 4.5%. I guess that's something to be happy about, but it's still way down. It hasn't even gotten anywhere near its previous all-time high like Solana did. Alrighty, so enough of that. What's going on with the Bitcoin exchanges now that we have to sell off to the rest of the world? Looking pretty good. We're back down to 1.73 million. Again, I love to say this. We now, again, in 2024, after the ETFs have launched, in this beautiful dystopian future, the rest of the population, the world's population, 8 billion people, now, in order to survive, have to fight over the remaining balance of 1.73 million Bitcoin on all exchanges. As Bitcoin only releases 450 Bitcoins per day into the wild. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. We are, I mean, I don't know how much more bullish I can be, really. It's really just as simple as that. When people start waking up, which you know they will, because this is gonna spread like wildfire, especially when Japan. They're already talking about selling off their U.S. debt, right? They're the largest holder of U.S. Treasury bonds. If Japan sells everything they currently have, even at a loss, just to get out from under the dollar, there's gonna be a rush. It's gonna be like a bank run, but it's gonna be a U.S. Treasury run. I mean, we're talking about total de-dollarization when these countries start doing this. This is gonna be worse than a bank run. It's gonna be a bank run on steroids. I can't even fathom, and I really don't want to live here during that time period, because you know what? I was listening to what was his name? Of course, yours truly, the legendary BitBoy Crypto. Yeah, BitBoy. You say what you want to say about him. He still puts out good content. He may be a little rough around the edges, right? He's not as dapper as me, but yeah, BitBoy Crypto said this morning, I think he made a really good point about it. These big companies, man, they're getting ready. They're getting prepared. Like all the shopping carts now have locks on them. You know, every single thing in the store at Walmart and Target and everything's locked up, right? You can't go anywhere anymore. Everything's locked up. You can't. You have to get a key to unlock a $20 flash drive at Walmart, or even a $10 flash drive at Walmart. That's how bad things are gonna get, right? Or already are. Not gonna get. They are preparing for the worst. That's what's happening right now, because they know as soon as the shit hits the fan, they need to have their things in check, and everything's gonna be scarce. Talking about the dollar being the most widely available thing on the planet. That's why it's overprinted and everything else. And Bitcoin has true scarcity. Wait until every single finite, tangible object. And I've been saying this for years to all my friends and family, that every single object, every single tangible item that you own, right? Every single tangible item. Like, I have these little tiny serve bots from one of my favorite video games, right? I used to collect everyone I would ever find on eBay, and they got to the point where they were like, I don't know, like stupid, like $50 to $100 each for this little tiny guy. That's true scarcity. That's what I learned back in my video game collecting days, which I probably should do a video on that at some point. That's how I learned about scarcity, through video game collecting and toys and collectibles. And there's only so much printed, right? Printed like money, right? No pun intended. And when it's gone, it's gone. And yeah, when every single thing you own in your possession has more value than the purchasing power of your dollar, it's already been like that, man. It's already been like that for years. Everyone has been complaining to me, why is everything so expensive on the resale market? Back in my day, everything was like a third of the price or a quarter of the price you bought if it was used. Now it's like near the same price. You think that just happens by chance? No, it's because your purchasing power of the dollar has failed you. It's worth less, and everything you own is now worth more. It's the best way to look at it. And I hope you guys are prepared. I am prepared. I'm ready for the worst, man. And every piece of culture now kind of really opens my eyes to what's happening. I went and seen Civil War with a friend not that long ago, right? And it makes you wonder, man. You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. And I tell you, I'm ready. I am ready. My only regret is not having enough biddies, right? Biddies or bullets. One of the two. Hopefully it won't come down to the bullets. But you gotta prepare for the unfortunate future. And we're living in it, man. $35 trillion incoming. Incoming. It'll be here probably before the election. Oh, it'll be a $35 trillion before the election. That's not going to make Biden's cabinet look any good, right? It's not going to make America look any good. Oh, so there's my rant on the future of this economy and the world, really. I mean, the world. We got into this because of Japan. Again, it's national debt, and its debt to GDP is the highest. I keep bringing this up, and it sucks because it is my favorite freaking country. I put this country before my own growing up as a kid. I attributed everything I ever loved to Japan. And to watch it fail because of our country, it gets my blood boiling, man. It gets my blood boiling. We don't have a set of pretty sailor scouts or giant robots here to save the day, right? Because America's army, right? The world police. They're the ones that are supposed to do that. And they have failed. They have failed. Oh, and I just go right back into a rant. Because you know what? It's coming up in a few more days, but you know what Jerome Powell said?
Fiscal path. And that just means that the debt is growing faster than the economy. We're borrowing from future generations. The U.S. federal
You're
government
goddamn right!
Fiscal path.
Thank you, Powell. Thank you. We're going to hear more of that on Wednesday, right? No, he's not going to say anything like that on Wednesday. Moon Lambo. Ah, man, you jumped right in on my rant. How are you doing tonight, man? You are, you're my second favorite. I'm not gonna lie. I can't say you're my favorite because Mondo would kill me. But yeah, dude, we gotta go soon because it's gonna be too late. Everything's already kind of crippled around COVID, and now after this, once Japan wakes up and they start selling our treasury bonds and they get out from underneath our debt. And like I just said, if they do a treasury bill run, right? Not a bank run, but it's going to have the same effect. Or worse, it's going to have the worst effect. It's going to have the de-dollarization it's going to be the first pillar that will fall. Damn. Oh, really? Nice. Yeah, Moon. You and I are both talking about Thailand back in the... it was like a month ago now. And India. India, too. India, Thailand are my two go-tos. I really like the idea of living in India, though, because of... Man, the food's... Thai food's really good, too. Shit. But yeah, at this point, I mean, if the yen keeps falling, why not move to Japan, right? It might be cheap enough for us to live there when we all just have Bitcoin and the dollar and the yen both fail. Yeah, India is very crowded. And, and if you live in Tokyo, it's a pretty crowded place too, especially since, the houses people live in there, man. That's why you don't have, I say this all the time, that's why video game collectors don't really thrive there because there's nowhere to put it, a collection. Yeah. Capsule hotel in Japan. Yeah, I mean, you and I are in the same boat. Single, no kids. We could definitely do it. We could definitely do it in Japan. You just gotta wait for that moment where everyone rushes in to sell the dollar and not enough people can fit a square peg into a round hole, right? It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see what happens. And I'm going to be on both sides. If I'm still in America, I'm going to be rocking my gear and hopefully, protecting myself and loved ones. And hopefully I won't be here by then. I really want to get out of here as soon as Bitcoin rallies, to be honest. And I've already told my friends and family that that's the plan. Oh, shoot. When is your time frame? Where am I going to put my collection? Unfortunately, I'm going to sell it. I hate to say it. At some point, I'll show my collection on the stream sometime. It'll be fun. I might do a video or something. But I have one of the largest video game collections in the Midwest. And it's sad to say, but I'm going to have to sell it. There's no taking it with me where I'm going. I'm just going to have to move on and to better things. And live abroad and be happy with smaller Small amount of stuffs. Damn, going October for a stag party. Where you're going to Japan for a stag party, or are you going to Thailand? Because you're looking at condos in Thailand. Yep, nice. Anywhere in particular? Not Bangkok, right? That's always the go-to place everyone talks about. They also tell you too, don't get a Taiwanese hooker. Oh, that's pretty common. Oh shoot. But yeah, what do you think, man? I just spouted off a giant rant about how Bitcoin's basically gonna be doing this crazy. I am still surprised we're rallying, and I really do expect us to stop at some point pretty soon. I mean, we're touching the next barrier, but then again, I mean, China is gonna open up here, and damn, yeah, the ETF could be seated right now as we speak. That's probably the pump we're watching. Yeah, he says Bangkok first, and then we'll see. Yeah, I guess that's probably the best place to go. You probably get the best food there. Gotta always think with my stomach. Oh man, but I love food. I'm so ashamed and not so much ashamed, but disappointed in my friend groups and stuff that don't want to go out and try new things and discover, new ways of life and experience culture. Like, it's kind of. I feel like everyone needs a slice of life outside of American culture, because they're killing themselves slowly, especially with the food here. Yeah. So the dollar is starting to weaken a little bit. I mean, 106, 105, 10 nothing. We'll see where it is. I really feel like that was the top. Like I keep saying that 106 was probably the top. I think we touched 107 last year, didn't we? Yeah, for like a second, I think. So maybe we'll go back up one more time. It's pretty much done. Moon Lambo says it's a part of living in North America. It's the same thing here in Canada. Dying of our food. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Canada's a little better with their nutritional values, though. But I got a few friends in Canada. Do you live in Canada too, man? Damn, all my viewers are in Canada. All my my besties are in Canada. I should probably get out of here and go there. I keep hearing crazy stuff though. I mean, especially with the money. The whole money scenario scares me, and the cost of living in Canada scares me. The rent there is insane, and to own a house or a condo in Canada. Oh my God, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. Anyway, not working at McDonald's. I couldn't do it. So yeah, last I picked up my rant on the world now has to fight over the remaining balance of 1.7 million Bitcoin as only 450 are released into the wild. That's kind of where I left off with my rant. Yeah, shit's about to get real. It's about to get real. Alrighty. It looks like the Bulls are winning tonight. I'm happy to see that. I don't know how far they can go. I guess I'm just so used to the bear market. Things are easier, much more easier in the bear market. I'm not gonna lie. Moon says if you live in a big city, it's crazy, and live in a smaller city, it's pretty cheap. I work part-time as a cashier and can live on $1,000 a month. Damn, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I wish it were that easy for me here too, but I don't live in a big city either. I live kind of in a suburb, but yeah, it's still pretty expensive to live anywhere right now. If you didn't get into a house before COVID, you're pretty much SOL, man. Maybe like 2021 might have been the last year you could have picked up a house with all the rate hikes, right? Now people are just lucky to get into a place that's not that's under $1,000. I mean, it's crazy. A coworker was telling me she almost bought a 100-year-old house for $165,000. And I was like, what? Living in crazy town, man. Living in crazy town. Oh shoot, this world is so broken. But yeah, let's see how iBit is doing. Looks like it is pretty much in the same spot it was yesterday. I don't think anything's come out for today yet. That's probably why. Yeah, they're behind a day still. We could probably get the current balance at the end of the stream when we go on Twitter. But yep, it's still got Fridays. Well, I'm assuming it's probably the same. They're buying about 400 or 500, maybe 200. Even if that, again, they're buying about the same amount that's being released. Just one ETF for the entire day. Insane. Dude, I don't even know, Moon. I don't even know. Like, I keep been watching this since the beginning of the stream, and it hasn't stopped. It's in a pretty strong cup and handle right now. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty clean. But yeah, I mean, I still think as soon as we hit these areas of resistance, we're gonna see a pullback. But you know what? That's my bear mentality thinking from the bear market. My post-traumatic stress talking. That's just what I see, and like normally that's what would happen. But honestly, with all the stuff happening with ETFs right now, like it's huge. It's huge. And I don't think Hong Kong is going to be that big, but we're going to see a huge rush in like we did in America. How much of that is really going to be shown now that we've been kind of lifted up with just the American ETFs? I have no clue. I mean, let's take a look back to see where we were at the beginning of the year when the ETFs launched in America. But it's going to be a drop in the bucket compared to America's market. It's not even mainland China. They have a limit to how much exposure mainland China has to this ETF as well. There's strange rules and regulation happening in China. But it's at least better and pro-consumer than it is in the States. I mean, get that. I mean, for Hong Kong to do better than America in its first try on a crypto ETF, that's insane. So yeah, we had that big, it wasn't even that big of a sell-off really. We had it come up here, hit 52 from 50, had like a mini pump, and then we fell down a grand or two. And I remember it like it felt like it lasted forever, but it was like only a week. That's in the daily chart. Yeah, it was not even a week, it was like almost a week. And then we just exploded after that. It was like a fake out as the ETFs were being seeded. So yeah, I mean, and it just didn't stop. I mean, we saw how many consecutive monthly candles in the green? It was like 6 or 7. It was nuts. It was crazy. Maybe we get one pillar out of this. Maybe we go back and test 73 out of this. But at some point, I know consumers in America are hurting. At some point, they are going to break down. They're going to have to buy in. Like, they're going to get left behind. I don't know, man. It's tough to say. But it's exciting. It's exciting either way to be on the speculative side, especially when you got enough bear market money that you just don't care. You don't care if we go down to 30, test 30K again. You're pretty comfortable. And, I mean, the odds of us testing 30K again are pretty zilch to none. I mean, I think Plan B said it best. That's the floor is 34K in his opinion. I did that on my my April Fool's Day video. That was fun. We're going to 10K or we're going to 30K. That's what Plan B says. It's definitely going to happen. That's what he said. No, poor people don't invest in assets. They will just continue to struggle in the middle class and upper class that will buy in. Oh, Moon Lambo, you mean upper poor? Is that what we are now? We're upper poor now? I was having a conversation with a friend about that the other day. Actually met with an old boss, and man, I made him blush when I told him how well I'm doing. After the last time I saw him, he had laid me off. It was fun. Moon Lambo says he's below poverty line according to the government. Wow, that's a really good place to be, man. According to them, yeah, right. Yeah. I wish I could report that, but I'm doing a little better than that. Again, the goal is I've been trying to get laid off at my job now for, oh my god, dude, a better part of a year. I mean, I haven't been like completely slacking, but I just haven't been putting in 110%. I'm just like, All that Mickey D money. Yeah. Yep. You know, McDonald's, they don't pay that bad. That's probably the worst thing I probably ever said. No, they're okay. Oh my god. The Mickey D money. But yeah, yeah, I mean, I bet we'll see where they are at. I think by the end of May, they are gonna be at 300K. They're probably gonna exceed Grayscale. Wow, Grayscale actually fell below 300K now. That's fun. Their mini ETF launched. I don't know if it shows up here yet, but I think it's just the ticker is just BTC. I mean, I remember hearing that the beginning of the year when they gonna come out with it. Is it here yet? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't see it. I may not know. I'm pretty sure it's just BTC. I'm not sure what they're calling the new fund. 6,000 Bitcoin with the 3 IQ. I don't know what the hell that is. ETC Group Physical. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Grayscale's mini ETF's called yet. Well, yeah, how's El Salvador doing? Look at that. America's still sitting on all that Bitcoin they said they were going to sell off last year. Yeah, they didn't do it. They still didn't do it. And they still didn't do it this year after scaring everyone too. Although they did put it on Coinbase last month, didn't it? Wasn't it last month America put that on Coinbase? Damn. We'll see what they do with that. Do I really need to remind everyone that we're still in the still cheap phase? The longer we stay in the 60s, we are considered still cheap, and you should treat this every single day as a blessing, because you don't want to be one of the ones hoping or wishing you would have bought Bitcoin before a billion people got rushed into it. All right, so anything on the top 10 changing? Cardano is back in the top 10 slot again. That's good. Dogecoin, XRP, nothing really moving. We don't need to go into that. Have I shown this to you yet, Moon? About how big our stacks are gonna be if you got a Bitcoin right now and you want to retire off 100 grand US. You ever seen that? Oh, dude, you have to see. I show this periodically all the time on the show. It's fun. It's fun to pretend. Yes, but it's also, yeah, it's a good tool if you wanted to, like, maybe plan your retirement like you're talking about in Thailand. If you go to observablehq.com or just search When Moon on Google, you can find this really amazing tool that's actually built with a couple of APIs based on the current appreciation of Bitcoin. And you got 1% of a Bitcoin. When can you retire? It's $639 right now. But if you hold on to it, the dear life, till 2060, you can retire with $46 million. Oh, dude, that's absurd. 2060. That's a long hold, man. That's like 4 times as long as Bitcoin's been even around in existence. Yeah, this is pretty fun to play with. I love playing around with this on the stream. If you just have one Bitcoin right now, it's always a good gauge, because I don't know about you, but I have at least one Bitcoin. I'm sure you have at least one Bitcoin, being a very smart Moon Lambo investor. Yeah, so if you have one Bitcoin right now, it is currently putting you at your Moon date as 2035, retiring with 2.7 million. But why would you want to sell that when you know that, or you know, you can speculate that 1% of a Bitcoin is going to be worth, what did I say, like 40 or 4 million or whatever the heck it was? It's going to get stupid, man. It's going to get stupid. But yeah, say you wanted to increase that. I want to retire with $1 million a year, and I only have one Bitcoin. Well, I'm going to have to wait till 2048 when I have 109 million Bitcoin. What? A Bitcoin will be worth $109 million in 2048. One full Bitcoin. Dude, this is just... Man, I just get laser eyes every time I look at this. I love it. I love it. So it's fun. It's fun to speculate. And you can also choose your own variables here as well if you expect that the U.S. inflation will continue to rise at an annual rate That'd be bad, right? That'd be bad if we can't get that. Oh, it's going to happen. So at some point, we're going to be worth less to our dollar. Or the appreciation rate. Maybe you can say that Bitcoin actually goes up to 40 at a 40% rate on average per year. And then your stack just gets built up over the, or your moon date goes down. So it's a fun tool. I love it. I think it's awesome. A Big Mac would cost $200. Have you seen that Civil War movie yet? Oh my God, it just came out. I watched it with a friend last weekend, I think. I know it was the weekend before that. It was a fun movie. It was about a group of press war photographers. It was all right. It wasn't the best movie, but it gives you a glimpse into what America would look like if we were to have this complete unjust society running rampant and wild here in America. And it's not a fun place to be. But they did make a quote where a soda was worth 300 US. That was pretty fun. So yeah, you're not far off with our Big Mac costing $200. So probably. I mean, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but we'll see. But yeah, I thought I'd share that tonight. I'm glad you haven't heard of it yet. I'm glad I was able to show you. It's fun. I like playing around with it. It's updated all the time. The API being improved. It also gives you a trajectory as well, and how long your stack will last, right? So if you plan on living longer than, I don't know, into your 70s or 80s, it might be something to take a look at. Or it won't even matter. We'll just keep appreciating, and you just keep taking it out anyway, and it won't even affect the drop in price. Yeah, it's really cool. I love this this product they made by Jimbo, the consensualist. What the hell? Consensualist, yeah. Yeah. Holy crap. But yeah, all the other news that's happening right now, these ETFs are insane. It's not just the Hong Kong ETF. We also have the Australian ETF. Brazil came out. I have actually a video I wanted to share on that too with Michael Saylor. I actually cut the little bit of this off. It was a really good interview. He basically, it's nothing. If you watched most of Michael Saylor's stuff, you pretty much heard everything by now that he has to say when it comes to Bitcoin. How his company became a Bitcoin company, right? And that's pretty much how I'm gonna spoil you spoil it for you. But the first 75% of this is just all about MicroStrategy and how you buy a thing. If you don't want to lose the thing you love, then you buy Bitcoin, you hold it, and you sell dollars and shares into Bitcoin. It's just that entire thing up until about right here. But at the very end, I thought it was a really good point to put across. People don't have enough time into this asset. People haven't done the thousands of hours of research into not only Bitcoin, like Michael Saylor, but all the S coins too, right? The altcoins. And he had mentioned this right here.
Brazilians are still very skeptical on.
What would you tell people
what
who are still
even
skeptical?
What is Bitcoin is this for real or is this another, as we said, a Ponzi scheme or a scam? What would be your one single advice for people that still
.com? Just remember Bitcoin is hope, and go to HOPE. You'll see a lot of free courses on Bitcoin. You'll see a lot of books. You'll see a lot of resources.
Exactly.
You'll see.
And I love this too because now he went from being the true entrepreneur to transferring his entire life and his entire company with Bitcoin to now just being the prolific educator. And I don't think he's wearing the Bitcoin lapel or the Bitcoin pin on his chest like he normally has been lately. But he's becoming this crazy cultist, and it's been interesting to see the development of. Moonlabel says, hopefully he can freeze himself for 100 years or something. Yeah, I don't know if you paid attention to what's going on in science right now. They're finding ways to prolong the lives of mice even further. I seen a study my God, it was a long time ago now. 8 years ago, 10 years ago, that changed my life. I actually started doing it, and I have been doing it now for the last 6 or 7 years. Fasting, right? If you ever heard of fasting, they did a study in mice that basically extended their life almost 100% with just one meal a day. So I've been doing that for the last 6 or 7 years. It's been doing great for me. And I still feel great. I feel I feel younger than I have before, and it works for me. And I had been doing it unbeknownst to me with my dog since he was born. I was told by the breeder, hey, just give him a cup a day, and that's all he needs for his entire life. And so I stayed true to that. I gave him a measured cup per day, and he's never even gone to the vet. And he's been fine. And on top of that, he's been living on majority of his diet being processed junk, right? These dog kibble. It's just dry food. Like, that's not a way to live. And every time I cook, I give him whatever I'm cooking with. So, yeah, I truly think that there's so much more we can learn about cell regeneration and cell degradation that's happening in our bodies. And now these scientists like Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking, I think it was like last month, about how we can we can basically reprogram ourselves to just live forever. And they're doing these crazy tests right now on mice. Larry freaking Fink in our space, right? Larry freaking Fink was on the news talking about these crazy new fountain of youth drugs. And it's crazy. It's crazy what's happening right now. It's crazy. Moon Lambo says got to get on that 1 meal a day diet. Yeah, to lose some weight. Yeah, I mean, you got to do whatever you can do, and with your willpower, you can do anything. It worked great for me, and I'm among other things too. I'm also vegetarian and stuff like that as well. So the more you do research, and that's how, again, I do these crazy deep dives. I understand what's happening in the world and what's happening with the changes in society, and I just click onto science, what's proven, what's tested, what we know, and just run with it. Like, once you figure out how the world works, you'll change your life in so many ways. And this is what we're doing with money right now. Now we know how the money works, and now we're changing our life with money. And our purchasing power is going to freaking triple, quadruple, tenfold, 10x, 100x. I mean, we're going to the moon, man. I can't be any more bullish. Every time I go over the current amount left on exchanges, I just get so freaking intense. It's insane. I don't know why anyone would be freaking bearish right now, knowing the things that we know. Like, and not everyone knows how many Bitcoin or why that matters. Like, I'm still telling people that have been in the space for a year or two that don't still understand the tokenomics of Bitcoin. Like, it is 21 million. That's it. There's no more. Well, you think it's going to go up? Like, yeah, it's going to go up forever, right? That's what yours truly has been.
The point is,
forever.
if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Forever.
Right.
Forever. I don't know how much I can stress that. Look at that. Bitcoin just keeps going, man. I thought it would at least top off at 64 tonight. It's got to be the Hong Kong ETF. It's got to be Lambo. It has to be. I mean, crap. We're holding out at 65. If we can't break through 65, then we're gonna probably go back down and test 62 again, right? Like, that's the logical level to me, is that we're just gonna be in this crazy range until Wednesday. I still think there's enough bearish momentum to hold us back until Wednesday. Like, until Jerome Powell says, all right, we'll give you that rate cut. Okay, we don't want to see any more banks fail, even though we do, because that's their trigger to stop the hikes. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, when the normies start buying, it's going to be insane. Yeah, and I still can't believe that the normies aren't doing that. They're not doing it. You can see it every day in the trends. They're not doing anything, man. As soon as we get away from all-time highs, the searches stop. It's just it's disgusting. It's disgusting. But yeah, the last 90 days, last 3 months, when we hit our all-time highs back in March, that was it. That was it. Even the halving only gave us a little bit of a search buzz, but nowhere near the previous all-time high, and that wasn't even as high as we were before. I mean, look at this. 5 years ago, 5 years out, there was the previous all-time high. The normies just haven't gotten back on board. I even had my previous employer, when I told him about this Bitcoin thing, he was like, "Wait, didn't that sell off? I think it's not worth that much anymore." I'm like, "Yeah, it's insane. It's worth like freaking 70K again." And he's like, "What? No, I don't understand. Is that the physical coin thing you can buy? I don't understand. How the hell has it been?" My God, I think it's been in the public light now. Like everyone has heard about it for like at least 10 years now. I first heard about it in 2012, 2013, but I didn't really give it its time of day. It wasn't until we had all the time in the world in COVID that I started paying attention and doing research into everything again. But shit. Yeah, FTX thing really spooked people. Yeah, it did. It really did. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can't go back in time and fix that, right? We can't do it. It's done. It's over. We got to get over it. And people are just they're gonna cling up to this. They're gonna cling to the legacy media and what they lie to, right? What they lie to everyone and tell them all these falsehoods that keep everyone poor. It sucks. I hate it. I hate looking at that every day and seeing what Fox and CNN, their Republican, Democratic news stations, just back and forth, red versus blue. It's like Halo. It's like, watch red versus blue, capture the flag, and it's just the same shit every single day for eternity. Like, as long as I paid attention to the news, it's not worth the time anymore. I used to watch it for the normie entertainment, but I got really, really bored of it. Because, all you do is see this. What's trending? Ooh, look at that. Look. We got the yen at least is trending. Capital gains tax increase is trending. Okay, we're getting a little closer to crypto in the top 20 Google trends searches. But that's it. Like, that's sad. And in the very forefront of the entire world economic change, the entire brand new asset class emerging from literally nothing to change everyone's lives, and we're getting ignored. And I really do think that it is just about them preparing for the end. They're preparing for the bank runs. They're preparing for the de-dollarization. What was that the normies were talking about? The Japanese yen, right, against the dollar. It jumps up against the dollar. Well, they're probably selling the U.S. Treasuries right now because they're the largest holder of U.S. Treasuries, and they're going to de-dollarize they're going to be the first stepping block in de-dollarizing the world. Mark my words, it's going to happen, and hopefully Japan gets out they're not going to get out unscathed, but they'll get out with the clothes on their back. Let's just hope for that. I would really hate to see Japan suffer because of what we did in America. And that's the thing I really get sick of hearing too. I hate when your people, Canadians, right? And I hate when the Brits and the great fellas in the UK and everyone in China and everyone talks about America like they live in America. Everyone's talking about our regulation system and our capital gains tax. And, it doesn't matter to them, but it does. Because we rule the whole freaking world economy. And it's disgusting. This whole system is broken. It never should have ever ended up like this. And the more and more I understand how this world works, the more I just don't want to live here. I want to be like Dr. Farnsworth and Futurama. I don't want to live on this planet anymore, right? Oh, man. Jesus, this is what I want to do.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
And then he just gets on a rocket and just gets shot into space and ends up in some strange planet. That's where I want to be. So Moon Lambo says every country is printing loads of fiat currency. Yes, they are, and I love Futurama too. It's one of my favorite shows. I've been trying to actually watch the newest episodes with a buddy of mine, but I can't get him to plug a flash drive into his TV. Unfortunately, he's kind of still a normie, and it's really hard to say that, and I hope he's not watching right now. But, I mean, I've had it on a flash drive now for, like, freaking almost a year. I gotta catch up with Futurama, because that's one of my favorite shows. Oh, my God. It's great. And Fry and Leela, their entire dynamic. My favorite, of course, yours truly, the Bender. It's one of the first things I ever 3D printed a couple years ago when I got into 3D printing. Oh, dang it. I just killed my mic. But yeah, I just thanked you for, thanks for, the shout out on the 3D printing stuff. I've been printing a lot of stuff over the years, and I actually just got done printing a, I knocked my mic. I just finished 3D printing a figure of myself. So I have a posable figure of, to add to my, my side arcade. So that'll be fun. I just gotta finish the mask, which I'm almost done with. I 3D printed this mask too, by the way. I didn't quite find one I liked, so I had to make my own. It's based off of one of my favorite anime characters. If you're familiar with Gundam, the Shard clones are some of my favorite characters in all anime. But anyway, yes. This world's crazy, Lambo. It's freaking nuts. I just can't believe we're living in it right now, and this is happening. Like, I have to literally, like, in secret, on my desk at work, like, quickly just, like, extra window, have all the trading views and stuff open just to keep an eye on what's going on. And no one knows. Like, I'm living a secret life. So when I do the stream every night, I feel like it feels real. It feels real to me. Like, I'm living a secret life at home, I'm living a secret life at work, and you can't talk about the stuff. They'll demonize you for it. I remember I made the mistake and told a couple coworkers back in the last bull run, and people were getting the stimulus checks back in 2021, and they were like coming to me and we're talking about Bitcoin, and I'm like, oh no, you shouldn't buy right now. Yeah, it's gonna come down. I'm like, no, I gotta buy it. And sure enough, we fell back down to 30 in the big dip right before the next leg up to 69. And man, I got a lot of hate for it at work. So I just stopped talking about it everywhere I go. I don't wear Bitcoin memorabilia out. It sucks because I'm really passionate about it, but I can't do it. People get so heated if something they don't understand. And they're gonna sell anyway for fiat. They're not gonna be there in the end holding this until we're at 6 million, or 600 million, or whatever the hell we end up by the time we're in our old age. They're not gonna do it. They're not able to put in an hour to do research now. I know there's hundreds of people I've been talking to that haven't even put an hour of research in. To be honest, not even an hour. Oh, it's ridiculous. Lambo says he had the same thing happen to him. They tell people it's a long-term hold, and they just don't get it, right? They just don't freaking get it. They think it's a get-rich-quick scheme. It's definitely a get-rich-quick scheme in terms of compared to like the S&P 500. Everyone always says this old S&P 500. You're only going to get 8 to 10% on year on end. It's never going to even make a difference against inflation. But back in the day, that could have worked. But again, it would only give you 8-10%. Bitcoin's doing an average, I just showed you, according to Wen Moon. Currently, it's at 34.2, right? 34.2% per year. That's the bulls and the bears, right? On average. And through across the entire timeline. Before we even had mainstream adoption, which is coming, which before we had the institutions, which is already here, before we had the banks, which are coming in another couple months. Like, it's gonna get stupid. I just don't understand why anyone ever is talking poorly about this market. It's ridiculous. 18% a year is fine if you have a 1 million in it, says Moon Lambo. I agree. We're working our way onto our first million, right? That's 80,000 a year to live off of. Yeah, I believe it, man. But that, we're gonna get there in the end. It's just gonna take some time. I'm really hoping this bull run will be my first entry to be in that class. But again, $1 million is nothing. I was talking to my old employer, and he was just like, $1 million isn't anything. And his house is worth like 1.2 million. So, whatever. I'm not there yet. You're not there yet. There's plenty of people out there that this is going to change their lives, and it's gonna flip. It's gonna flip everyone. Everyone's gonna be, going from rags to riches, right? And hopefully you're humble. Hopefully you're not a douchebag when you do end up with that kind of money. So I know I won't be. I would like to be a philanthropist, to be honest. I'd like to participate in more protests. Like, I really do think that this is the biggest thing right now, that you can protest with your own money against the country, against the country's money printing. It doesn't stop. And freaking Biden, right? Coming out and doing a disservice to I think my mouse just died. Doing a disservice to America and saying stuff like, the money printing isn't the cause of inflation. And what was it he said? I have a clip of it here I made a while back. I'm sick of this stuff.
We have to talk about it because the American people think the reason for inflation is government spending more money. Simply not true.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, Jerome, print more money on Wednesday. You sick of this stuff? Yeah. I made that back when I first started. But, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Moon Lambo says he lost most of it because he's dumb and will make it back. I bet you will, man. And you say you were a douchebag too? Damn, the first time you were a multi-millionaire. Then you snapped out of it. What? Wow. Well, at least at least you became humble by getting to that point. And I hope next time you get to that point that you will be more open and humble and understanding. Because that's the best thing you can do. I can tell you, I'll still be driving a Toyota Corolla, or a Honda Civic, or another just simple Japanese car that gets good gas mileage, basically. One of those two. And it won't be the best or newest model either. He says his friends told him that you were like, oh, nice to have good people around you. Yeah. Yep. That's what it's all about. It's all about spending time with the friends and family that you love and care about. Dude, this is why I'm on here. I got on to streaming just so I can meet people like you, man. Like, I'm really happy I met you, Moon. You're an awesome person. You always brighten up my day. And you know what's going on. That's the thing. Like, all the people that pop in all the time that just like say, what's Cardano doing? Tell me about Cardano, and they'll spam the chat with like some ridiculous coin I've never even heard of. And I'll be like, I'll look at it if it's nothing like that just didn't come out, that has all the tokens basically locked up to the person who created it. Yeah. No, you got to be humble, man. You got to be humble. Enjoy your time on this earth. Yeah. Moon Lambo says, don't be afraid to get nice things. I had an Audi R8 for 2 years. It was so much fun. Ooh. Damn, dude. Yeah, you're starting to remind me of my buddy. That's his favorite car. And that's his favorite car. He'd like be so jealous. I'll have to tell him about that on the stream tonight. That you said that was your car. Oh shoot, yeah. My dream car would be actually a DeLorean. That would be my dream car. What's it, like 40-50 grand for a DeLorean? That's all I really would want. Really, I don't want a Lambo. I don't want a Ferrari. They're cool. I love the gull wing doors. That's why I've always fell in love with the you know, the DeLorean. But yeah, I don't know. I never really been much of a car guy. The DeLorean is just so much nostalgia. I probably would paint it red too, like do a metallic red paint job on it and be that guy. Be that guy. in red or yellow. Red or yellow tint. Yes. Oh yes. You said you almost bought a DeLorean, Moon? Damn. Just upgrade the engine to a V8 and then V6 stock. Wow. The engine's so slow. Yeah, honestly, I'm not much of a car guy. I don't think it would really matter to me so much. I can tell you that when I play with a DeLorean in Forza, that it is a little underperforming, even after you max it out. Yeah. Jesus. You would do it up to Back to the Future style? Yep. I mean, that's classic, but I gotta do my thing. Yo, I gotta have me a red Lambo. I actually saw a red DeLorean. I actually saw when I lived lived down south. I did see one on the street on the highway. I saw a red painted up DeLorean, and I fell in love with it. So I'm like, I want one of those one day. I want to do the same thing, but with a little bit different scheme on it. So anywho, damn, it's already 9:30, man. Damn, that's crazy, Lambo. And we're still, look at this. We're still at 64. We're still at 64. I really was hoping that, I don't even know what I'm hoping for anymore. I mean, I really did see this kind of stopping here. I mean, that was pretty much the end of the rally. Again, unless Hong Kong just wants to go freaking ham. Did you hear about this? Word of mouth. About 3 o'clock in the morning in the States here, Eastern Standard Time, will be about lunchtime for China, I believe. So we could see like word of mouth start talking, investors talking, maybe lunch on the course, on the golf course. But that Bitcoin thing came out. Oh yeah. And then I'm gonna definitely go. And everyone starts talking to their financial advisors. Oh, get me that Bitcoin thing. By the end of the week, we could probably see a huge rally into Bitcoin overseas, especially if we do get a rate cut on Wednesday. I'm really expecting they can't say, because last time it was, we might do another rate increase, right? He showed up at that one. I think that was CPAC or something. I forget where Powell was a few weeks ago, and he was like, everyone was asking his opinion. Oh, well, it's not out of the question that we could do another rate hike. The way the economy is right now, and yeah, he kind of scared everyone. Now the banks are collapsing again. It's almost the same time period, too, as I said in my short over the weekend. I remember exactly when Bitcoin first started rallying, and so does Kathy Wood, because she still talks about it. It was back in March of 2023. That's when we went from like 16K or whatever the hell it was to $30,000 within a month or two. I mean, it was like went up 100% in a month or two. And I think that's going to happen again. Maybe not 100% because we're already up this high, but I mean, hell, even if we did, it would still put us around our target of 100K by June, July. That's kind of where everyone's expecting. June, July, 100K. Winter, 150. 2025. 250 to 500K, right? Some people are like 750 to a million. We'll see. I still believe that if FTX did not happen, we would have went to 100K, and every cycle is pretty much added a zero, right? If you go back and you see it all the all-time highs up until last all-time high, every single all-time high, I believe, was close to, if not, added another zero. So we got robbed at 69,000 when it should have been 100K, and now it would be a million. So maybe with institutions we actually see that happen sooner rather than later. They say that if we did ever hit $1 million Bitcoin, we would simply be beyond gold's market cap. And the biggest takeaway, I don't know if you heard about this, Moon. The biggest takeaway right now we have in terms of just how well the ETFs have done is BlackRock's IBIT ETF. BlackRock's IBIT ETF is the number one Number one ETF is the top 10. It's only been out for 2 or 3 months. It's only been out for 3 freaking months. It's already top 10 in all ETFs in history. This is so insane. Like, why are not enough people talking about this? Like, there's no FUD. I don't see any FUD other than we could have World War III and the whole dollar could collapse. Both of those things could really spark a massive decline because people would just panic and not think. But, dude, like, yeah. Dude, isn't that insane, Moon? Like, I can't get over it. Every time I think about what's going on right now, like you just gotta snap out of it. Like, you gotta wake up. Like, that's why I don't really fade what's going on. Like, I had people, friends of mine, call me. Oh my god, it was this morning actually. One of my friends called me. I'm like, what the hell? And I call him back, and he's like, "Did you see Bitcoin just dumped?" I'm like, "Yeah, we talked about this over the weekend. Remember when you called me over the weekend and we had that big dump there?" He's like, "Yeah, but we just dumped again." I'm like, "It won't matter, man. It won't matter if you're buying at 50K, 60K, 70K. It won't matter when Bitcoin's at 700K, 600K, 500K. Like, you're gonna care about a little move right now, a 1-2% move. Yeah, there's still a lot of normies that have again, just not getting into it, just starting to figure out what's going on. And I really hope that people just spend the time, dude. Just spend the time, do the research. All you gotta do is put in 5, 10. You know, Michael Saylor says 100 in that video I was sharing earlier. I don't think I got to that point in that video, but basically that's what he ended up saying. Yeah, you got to put in at least 100 hours to know how Bitcoin or crypto work. Yeah, I agree with him. But we don't have the time like we did in COVID to do that anymore. Not people with friends and family and loved ones that they spend all their time with. They just don't have that time. It is what it is. It sucks, but that's why you gotta go out there. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. I'm out there doing the Orange Lord's work. The Bitcoin goddess's work. Where is our Bitcoin John tonight? Oh Jesus. Oh yeah, she's not displayed under 1 hour chart. Yeah, is right. Normies are gonna be normies. That's right. Getting yourself rich. Yep, leading by example, man. Yep, that's what you gotta do. It's sad. It's sad that I keep telling my friends and family, and they think I'm freaking nuts. I mean, it doesn't help when you're a conspiracy nut to tell your friends and family what's happening with the world economies, and yeah, it doesn't really work sometimes. But you know what? The people that get it, the people that understand that all the birds, all the pigeons are fake, and the whole COVID thing was just to change the batteries of the birds. It's one of my favorites. I don't believe in that one, but yeah, it's the government's definitely doing you a disservice, even if it's not the batteries and the birds. Jesus. Anywho, I had fun with you, Moon. You're a good time. I enjoy your back and forth, as I say every time. Yeah, hit me up on Twitter sometime. We should I don't know, man. Maybe you should come on the stream. Do a back and forth with me and see what is going on. I'd like to see your perspective. I've been getting more interviews with other people now too. I just interviewed our no coiner again, which is Mondo, and still no coins, even though she almost got a wallet. Last week, which was interesting. And then as long as I can keep the stream going, like I've been having a lot of technical difficulties, like the screen behind me failed, my main camera failed, my mic died, like oh my god, it's been crazy. But as long as I can keep the stream going, yeah, I'm gonna get Dragon on here. Dragon is our Zoomer coiner, I guess we should call him. I don't know what we're gonna call him, but he's the Zoomer we have. He's pretty young too. He just got into college. He's already stacking sats and other crypto. He doesn't have that much, but you know, we go over like Wen Moon, man. Like I showed you, you don't need that much. 1% of Bitcoin, $600 right now. What is it, like 11 million by 2060 or something ridiculous? That's like 1% of a Bitcoin. $600. Come on, that's a no-brainer. Anywho, So yeah, I'm hoping to have him on the stream as long as I can keep everything running. And hope to catch you guys next time. Have a great night. Keep watching out. Bitcoin running. Sitting at 64K. It's probably going to go further tonight. I would imagine we're probably going to be able to pull back at 3 a.m. like I usually say. China gets into their lunch hour. They sell off. We go into an open market. America probably will sell off. And then, we'll be back into basically going sideways, up and down, pump and dump until the Fed meeting on Wednesday. So watch out for that. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. And have a great night. Touch some grass, man. We're getting some nice weather here. Touch some grass. Be good. Anyway, Otaku signing out. See ya later.
According to the Wall Street Journal, the agency informed the NASDAQ and the CBOE that BlackRock and Fidelity's proposals are insufficient.
We can make the dollar the most attractive currency by continuing to have the rule of law.
We can always print money to do that.
I suppose it would diminish our status as the reserve currency.
Just shut up. There's no expectation of privacy above the in the sky.
So Bitcoin is the solution because you can buy Bitcoin right